Thanks for tuning into 210, a local media podcast. I'm your host, Mario Zamron, and this is episode number 38, featuring Donella Drive. Actually recording this intro from my car. It's currently 12:23 a.m. on Monday, the actual day that the podcast episode is going to publish on March 16th. It's come to this, folks. I didn't get a chance to record anything earlier. We've got some friends from out of town staying with us, and the two kiddos are asleep. Didn't want to wake them up, didn't want to try recording this in another room or go to the balcony. Didn't want to have to worry about waking up two screaming 2-year-olds. So, anyway, this proves I'm dedicated, right? Before I really get started with the intro for the episode, I just wanted to say that this has been a great ride so far. We took a long break to readjust between Season 1 and Season 2. There might be an actual us behind 210 soon. No, I've said that before. I'm saying it again. Cross my fingers yet again. The proof is in the pudding. We'll find out soon, hopefully. Things are coming up that might mean a lot for the podcast, or at least things tied to the podcast. We're working on stuff behind the scenes always. I'm working on stuff behind the scenes always, just trying to see what we can do. Honestly, trying to see where we can monetize, make some money doing this, so that way I can do it better. Get more time to do it. If I'm making any money at this, then that'll mean more time, more interviews, more of the content that we want, more of the content that I want to produce. Anyway, we'll see what's coming up. In the meantime, we've been downloaded now over 10,000 times in over 100 countries, and that was the mission, was to get music out to the masses. I think that's pretty good. 10,000's pretty good. Some of you who actually know me directly might be like, oh wow, 10,000, that's a lot, that's pretty cool. But some examples, there are podcast shows that I listen to myself that their one episode has reached 10,000 downloads in like a month. So we've got a long way to go. Thank you for all of the help. Everybody that does listen has provided it. Thank you for feedback from people that I know personally that have said they've checked out episodes and liked certain things. But for those of you out there who haven't, who I don't know personally, who I've never met before in my life, that are just hearing this through the airwaves or through the intranet or the interwebs or whatnot, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, wherever you guys are hearing this from, give me some feedback. I would love some feedback, something that lets me know that you guys either enjoy the show, hate the show. I don't know if it's 10,000 downloads from 10,000 different people and nobody's ever heard a second show, or if it's one person listening to every show repeatedly. No, I know it's not one person repeatedly for 10,000 times, but you get the point. We'd love some feedback, and I say we, meaning me, myself, the podcaster, the bands, the musicians that are involved, the artists, the filmmakers, people that we've had past interviews with. I think our number one downloaded episode is Matt Adler, and he was grateful. He was like, man, that's awesome to hear that mine's the number one. He was also like, well, what do I get? I'm like, oh, I don't have anything to give you. But if we could do anything, if we could offer anything, feedback is definitely the one thing that I'm sure myself and other bands would love. Matt Adler's been downloaded and listened to over 500 times by this point in quite a few different countries. Any feedback from it? Not really. Keep listening. Yes, that's awesome, but some feedback would be nice. Let us know if you enjoy the music, hate the music, love the interviews, hate the interviews, want more from a band, have had enough from a band, whatever. I know it's a lot to ask from somebody listening to a podcast, as I myself do. I have, though, provided some feedback to some podcasters, but I think that might just be what a podcaster does with other podcasters. Point being, I know it's a lot to ask for, but if you can, it would be great. Whether it be through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the website, commenting through the website, anything like that, any little bit will help. If you like an article that we've put up, you can repost it, you can relink it, you can do that. It's fine. Let us know. We've got our phone number still, our Google voicemail at 210-802-1197. You can call, leave your feedback there. If it's cool with you, then we'll play it on the show. I think that would be awesome. We've done that once. We've had one person call in. So if anybody else would like to call in, go for it. We'd love to play a segment of somebody talking about it. Anyway, you guys know where to find us. Back to the interview. This interview is with Donella Drive, a group of some really great people that have come to change over the years. I knew them back when they had already gotten rid of their first lead singer, had started moving on as an instrumental band at that point, and then they lost one of their guitar players. And, people grow, people change. That happens, period, right? But these guys have readjusted. Every time something's happened, they've readjusted, and they've just kept pushing forward. That's one of the things that I can say about Donella Drive is they're not going to go away. They're great people. First off, big shout out to Ella's parents, the lead singer's parents, for actually letting us record in her bedroom at late at night. 4 men and their daughter podcasting, doing an interview in her bedroom. Anyway, you can hear their music on the probably the first 10 or so episodes of It's a Guy Thing podcast. Mostly some instrumental stuff, and then when Ella joined the band, we started playing some of that too. Pretty much the same song, just either the instrumental version or the vocal version. We're looking forward to adding more content from them once their new album drops, which is going to be, I believe, next month. They're going to drop their new album, Anomalous. And we've actually, with that, will hopefully come some music videos. I did get a confirmation from Ella and her stuffed kitty cat, Fugly Cat, that we will be adding them to the lyrics archive soon, so that's hopefully going to be awesome. But overall, like I said, a bunch of nice people. They're awesome. They're cool to hang out with. They're hilarious. You'll hear it in the interview right away. This is probably like the most comfortable that I've ever been with interviewing a band, but I've known most of them for a little while at least. At least Aidan and Andrew I've kind of known and bumped into occasionally over the last couple of years, and they're just really easy to get along with. But thanks to Aidan, Andrew, Colt, and Ella for meeting with me and allowing me to crash their band practice. We were about to start recording in their practice space. The band next door started jamming out, so we had to relocate. But thanks to everybody. Thanks to the listeners out there. Thank you guys for checking it out. Hope you enjoy the episode. Hope you enjoy the music. And look for more coming from Donella Drive soon. Look at the website for their page so that way you can vote for them for the Warped Tour here in San Antonio. Take care, guys. So, I start off every podcast episode interview with, who are you and what do you do? We'll start with ladies first.
Well, thank you. I play the electric triangle.
Hey, is that a real thing?
I need more cowbell.
I play the electric cowbell.
I mean, Oh, so
Yeah.
now I go?
Yeah.
All right.
At your leisure.
My name is Ella, and I rock hard. I'm the lead singer.
It's me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sexy, dude.
We'll go
Yeah.
along the edge of the bed. This is the most
Thank you.
unique.
I've been practicing my sexy voice. I play the 6-stringed wooded instrument. And what else do I do?
The guitar?
Yeah.
And you sing?
I play guitar and I sing sometimes, and I just look good.
I'm Andrew, and I play bass.
Colt Wrangler, play drums.
Oh, that's real simple. That's just the point.
But it wasn't always this lineup, and it wasn't always this setup, right?
No, we've been through the usual,
Quite a few.
band, losing members, gaining members, whatever.
Yeah.
Killing members.
That's what that smell is.
I was the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. We had another guitar player too, Furman, and he quit and then moved to Portland.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's just been me on guitar.
And how does it feel to have, is it pressure, or is it relieving because you have more room, or?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah?
Definitely more room.
Yeah, more
for
room.
everyone.
And I like being the only guitar player.
That's good.
It just makes you have to fill more gaps. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be more, be more creative.
That was one thing we wondered about. We thought about bringing another guitar player in, but we're like, no, we can still make it work, And Aidan does a good job, and we all kind of do a good job of filling the empty space, that we thought we were going to have. But we ended up making more and adding more.
Yeah.
So
as soon as Ella joined the band, it kind of just flowed together. The chemistry was good, and here we are a year later.
Yeah.
And EP
It's been a year?
Yeah.
Since
Yeah,
Eleven?
just about.
Yeah.
You joined
a year and a month now.
early January, right? Last
Right.
year? Yeah.
You won't believe
Time
how I
flies.
found them. I found them on Craigslist.
Actually, I think I remember you telling me that you had put the ad out on Craigslist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Time
Shout out
flies.
to Craigslist.
So going back, what was the decision for the name of the band? I mean, I know there's a street called Donella.
Well, yeah, there was a
That-
street. Actually, this band is it started off kind of weird. Not kind of weird, but like it started off part of another band. With me and Aidan were in this other band called Dream and Static. Like feature had members of this other band that I was in called Brotherhood, like a metal band. Metal band Brotherhood, and
Is that with JoJo?
yeah, JoJo was in that too. Yeah, I've been in like 20 bands with JoJo. I'm pretty sure he told you the same thing. But we used to have band practice, off of Thousand Oaks, and we would just go that way, and it's a band practice every day. And I don't know, we saw it there, we liked it. It just kind of stuck. I don't know. Nothing crazy.
So what was the very beginning of it? Like, who was it? Just you guys in the very
The very, very beginning of this band was me, Aidan. Well, me and Aidan are brothers.
Yeah. So,
And Furman.
And the way we started, because we would go over to Furman's house, because he was also the guitar player, and the other guitar player in Dream and Static, and we would still hang out, and we would go over to his house, and we would record off his computer on the GarageBand thing.
Yeah, we were writing songs for
Yeah.
about 8 months. Like we were looking for a while. This is like in 2012.
And then Colt, what was it, Sam Ash?
Yeah, we put up an
Sam
ad
Ash,
in
yeah.
Sam Ash, yeah.
Yeah, and then he would drive 2 hours from Mason, Texas every weekend just to come practice.
2.5.
2.5.
Damn.
Well, damn.
That's dedication, man.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I wouldn't do it again.
So you regret seeing that flyer?
Sometimes.
Your car definitely regrets it, right?
The car was great. I sold it to get a van. Now I hate my van.
Is the van the touring van now?
Yeah,
that's
Is that why?
Yeah, it's everyone's trash can.
Oh, man.
It's called the Green Burrito.
Nobody calls it that. What are you talking about?
I call it that. It's mine, so it's called the Green Burrito.
Cool's off. It's mine, so I named it. It's Green Burrito, damn it.
So what got you all into music? Start with Colt.
I used to pull out all my mom's pans in the kitchen when I was like 4 and 5, and I kind of like never quit doing that kind of stuff. And then they finally got me a drum set. My parents, my dad was an audio engineer. My mom is an artist, and so I started jamming with her in front of people when I was like 9.
Oh, wow.
And so I played in church all the way up until I was 18, and then I played in some Christian bands and different stuff, and folk bands and country bands, and so yeah, I didn't really listen to a lot of music growing up. A lot of people were like, they'll name a band that made them get into music.
Mhm.
For me, I didn't even really start getting into music until I was like 13 or 14. But I played
were
it.
already doing it.
Yeah, I was just playing it, But I wasn't like a big enthusiast. I didn't have like a bunch of bands I listened to,
Yeah.
I didn't
now?
start. Yeah, now it's like, I mean, like today, I listen to everything from Blink-182 to like Hank Williams in a day.
Nice.
So it's like really broad.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I try to gain some influence from everything, but I'm not really stuck to like any sort of genre or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good, though. I mean, that means that you can flow with it a little bit easier. You can change up things a little bit easier. You're not stuck to a genre. You're not stuck to an idea of what a rock drummer should sound like.
Right.
He's definitely
You're not
versatile.
limited. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and you can hear it in the music, too, definitely.
And it was like, I think too, I grew up in like a really small town, and I was like pretty much the only drummer in town. So it kind of sucked not having anyone to like feed off of, but then again, it was a good thing because I wasn't copying anyone else's like style. I was just having to do it myself,
Yeah. No, I
So you get
I get that.
it's like a little bit more unique. I like to think,
Yeah. I get it because like I play guitar and bass. I have 8 or 9 guitars now,
Nice.
and I would gladly trade them all for a drum set because I was so influenced by everything in the '90s that I don't know what the hell I sound like. But the second I get on the drums, I don't sound like anything that I
Right,
jam out
because
to.
drums wasn't your focus then.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so I don't. I mean, like now I can be influenced, but when I first get on the kid, I'm just jamming to
It's
whatever's
natural.
in my head. Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And the Brothers Grimm over here. How'd you guys get into music?
He's the older brother.
Yeah, me. No, music, man. I have pretty much loved music since I was a little kid, man. 4 years old. Honestly, I remember
You'd always pull out the pots and pans too.
doing that and like setting up the stage and like my Lego block things and getting the broom. We randomly had a mic stand for some reason.
This is with my dad, huh?
No, this is. I don't think you were even born yet, Aiden.
Oh, for real? Damn.
Yeah.
I was
This
just
is-
dirty thought.
Yeah. I loving music early at an early age, man, and I didn't even want to play bass. My grandpa one day was just like, "Hey, you want to play an instrument?" And I was like, "Sure, buy me a drum set." He's like, "No, you're gonna play bass." I was like, "All right, sweet."
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So was he musical? as
yeah, he was a
well?
musician.
He was a Tejano musician.
Yeah, Tejano. He played
He
accordion.
was an amazing accordion player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gigged, too. He would gig and play, out of town and do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of very musical family. Even my mom, she's always was listening to all kinds of music,
Yeah.
from metal to
I remember
punk to like just anything.
She loved like a lot of like 80s pop and
Yeah.
like like heavy metal.
Yeah, it was.
She grew up in Chicago, so she was really into like old like Motown,
Yeah.
stuff that like really grooved and
It was a pretty eclectic house.
yeah,
that's for sure.
And then my dad was a musician too. He played in the most popular band he played in was a band called Pitbull Daycare.
That sounds. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember,
Yeah.
I seen a lot of music, and then Andrew was always in local bands, and I was always around a lot of older musicians. And when I was about 8 years old, I was looking through Andrew's CD case, because I like bands, I like music, but I never thought of picking up a guitar. But
Yeah.
I went through a CD case and I saw the Metallica CD case is Metallica Kill 'Em All. I just saw the car get like a sledgehammer and blood all over.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, dude. I was like 8. I was little. And I was like, yeah, it looks badass. So I put it on, and it's like, honestly, as soon as I heard Kill 'Em All by Metallica, it's like the light switch of what I wanted to do kind of turned on.
Yeah.
I was just like, I wanted to play fast metal, and then I found other music. Hanging out with musicians and Andrew all the time. I got really in Mr. Bungle when I was in.
And no, I'm telling you, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Growing up, his dad especially, because he was into weird stuff too. He was
John Spencer, a lot.
Blues Explosion, Motorhead,
Man.
Beastie Boys. I remember Beastie Boys when I was a kid. And Melvin's
Misfits, Melvin's
Oh, wow.
Misfits.
I would go to sleep to this Melvin CD. It was just the hottest thing. So I had, there's a lot of musical diversity, man.
Yeah.
But, I think the bands that made me want to play, want to pick up an instrument, were old Metallica, because there's nobody like them. They're just intense, and it just clicked with me when I was little, and then I went on discovered bands like At the Drive-In, and I got into a lot of I don't know, weird-
Mars Volta.
and what else I listened to? I read actually
Frusciante's,
Frusciante.
another.
Yeah.
So Frusciante was a huge influence to me, and the Chili Peppers, and I'm trying to think, and Dimebag. of
Dimebag.
course.
Oh, yeah.
Dimebag. So I think a mixture of my favorite guitar players are like heavy metal guitar players and funk guitar players, and just dudes who make a lot of noise. I've always been fascinated by that. I just can't afford all the pedals right now.
Yeah, amen, man.
Yeah.
Ella?
Well, the question was, what was the question? Just I mean, I want to know exactly.
Why do you suck?
Who or what got you into music?
Who or what got me into music?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember the first kind of music that I was exposed to that I, distinctly remember falling in love with was hip hop and R&B. That was my first love, and I was a late bloomer as far as like, knowing, different types of music until I got to high school, actually. So it was like, I like only listened to hip hop and R&B, but I knew a lot about hip hop. Like, I knew about the history and everything. Like, I was just so, like, I was kind of like a loner, like within my family. I was like within my family and like within like my social settings, So that was always my shit. So like, I would always resort to that, and I wanted to know more and more. I wanted to expand my knowledge on that, but it wasn't until I kind of started hanging out with new friends that I wanted to expand my knowledge on all types of music. And you could just like look around my room, and I have Jim Morrison, Gaga, A$AP Rocky. Like all of us as a band, I could safely say we're all extremely diverse, and that's what makes our music so interesting to listen to. Is because the four of us have such different types of music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then your vocal style, like, where do you think your vocal style developed? How do you think that developed?
Oh man, well, because R&B was like my number one. I struggled a bit because I would always try to emulate like those like big, like soul voices, and I struggled because that wasn't really me. But I definitely got something from that regardless. But I think I found my voice when I started listening to bands like, Taking Back Sunday, bands like that. Like, I kind of like started to emulate voices like that. And then when I found myself, doing a really good job at it, like, I figured, okay, that's it. That's kind of like more my field, I guess. It's just kind of like the, Adam Lazara type of like sass, Yeah.
Man, I still can't believe that it's been a year. Like, that's stuck in my head right now.
Yeah.
A whole year. So I know for a while you guys were an instrumental band.
Yeah.
Was that like, I know it wasn't necessarily a conscious decision in the beginning, it was just kind of something you guys kind of just rolled with. But you stayed an instrumental band for a while.
Yeah, we were instrumental for
at least 6
months, I think. Yeah.
6 months.
And that's when you first caught us play too, just randomly. Like, you want to keep it going. Like, we had kind of like discussed, do we want to take a break? But it's just like, well, why don't we take a break? Like, we know our songs can, hold their own.
Yeah.
So we were just like, no, let's keep going, and maybe by chance or whatever, we'll find a singer that way. And honestly, like, it helped out so much. We had so many people try out for us.
Yeah, we had
like many
30 auditions.
Yeah, seriously,
30 different people try.
It was really cool. And
yeah, man.
It's kind of random that we ended up with like Craigslist, response, but we really did have like a lot of people try out, and.
I thought about it for a second. I was like, I'm 35. It's not gonna work.
Ella's our third vocalist too.
I like the ones that would come to audition and then they would ask for a ride home.
Oh my god!
Or they would ask for like money for the bus.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like there was like some dudes that would like. I remember we got this one guy that just wouldn't make eye contact with us and was like so nervous. He's like, "Can we play Danny California?" And I was like, man, dude, like.
That was the only song he was good at singing.
Yeah,
that was it.
And it's like, well, that's not gonna happen.
And we could play it, but why?
Apparently, I was the only singer who actually had material written to the music that they had.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. So you did your homework.
Oh yeah.
She was the only one that came in with her homework. Like, seriously, like, she came in. She had 2 songs written. She had Marley and Late Night done already, and I was just like, wow, these melodies are badass. The verses are awesome. Everything was catchy and hooky, and she was the only one who actually had her stuff together.
The drive to be able.
And the drive.
There was,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask mine.
There was other good guys too. And not get me wrong, but she was the one we were really impressed with.
Yeah. And it's funny. I was so like adamant, like I don't want another girl singer. But I love you.
I hate you.
And the band's breaking up. Podcast.
Just kidding.
So when Ella came on board, was it a natural fit because you guys had already come from a female lead singer going to another female lead singer, or were there changes that still needed to be made anyway?
She had her own. The other singer we had before. She made up her own melodies, and to be honest, we never liked them anyway. So we came an instrumental band and did that, and then she came in, had melodies we actually liked and lyrics we actually liked, so kind of just like, yay, let's take her.
Everything, puzzle piece fit together.
Well, the real order was we actually had, it was male singer, then 2 girls. Because because JoJo from Soul Like Fire was our original singer,
Yeah.
and that didn't work.
Yeah, we kind of felt like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
It was, we're still friends.
Yeah, we're still.
Yeah.
real
You know,
close.
We guys have known JoJo and been hanging out with JoJo since.
Yeah, I've been
kids, right?
doing the local scene. I've been in the local scene myself since I was about 12 years old, 13 years old.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Okay, so how old are you now?
I'm 28 now.
28.
Yes.
Were you ever in a band called Scooter?
Scooter? No.
No, but I
always
was.
thought you looked familiar.
No, I've been in a bunch of bands. I was in a band called my first band ever was a band called D-Face.
D-Face.
It was me. It was me, JoJo, and his brother was the guitar player and singer, and his brother was in the Heroine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Derek.
Derek. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I thought you said Dirk.
Dirk. Yeah, that was
Dirk Bentley? No.
that was my first band, and then I just kept playing, kept learning, kept jamming people, and then I was in Brotherhood, of course, and we were doing pretty well. I was doing pretty well in Brotherhood. We were sponsored by Jägermeister and got to play at the Mayhem Festival.
That was cool, man.
I
That
opened
was really cool.
Opened for Korn and Rob Zombie and all those people.
That is awesome.
That was a fun show, man.
Yeah.
He got to take Jonathan Davis home, didn't you?
No, that was when I was a catering runner.
Oh.
That was a different
Well,
story.
either way.
It still happens. So.
Just that's how he talks. Yeah.
Like, where do I turn?
He's like,
Take a left.
he's like, go.
His fucking what was he wearing? Adidas all the time? Fucking
No, he was wearing a skirt. Yeah, he was wearing the skirt.
Was it Adidas,
Or whatever was a kilt. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, God.
He showed you.
It's crazy because he has dreads, but his bald spot's probably
Hey, dude.
it goes all the way up, ends in the middle of his head.
Hey, he could be listening right now.
I know. Okay, I'll stop. Horns off.
Kill these guys.
So fast forward to now. Now how... I mean, listening to your previous music, which I love all of it, man, especially Minus Marley is
That's tough,
one of my favorites. But going from, for example, Minus Marley to Dead Man,
Yes.
and Dead Man specifically, I believe, Ellie, you wrote the lyrics, right? You started with
I write all the lyrics.
Okay.
That's her forte.
So, but this started with the lyrics first and then went...
Yeah. This is
For
it was
music
kind of written
writing,
reverse,
And it's cool because we've never written a song like that before. I think that's still the only
I
song
think
we've done that to.
No, Shadow People.
Shadow People.
We did that to Shadow.
No, Shadow People was already written.
Well, actually, you know what
Alone
happened
with the Devil.
What happened? What happened
yeah.
a lot too is I would have riffs, and I would bring them. She's like, "Well, I have these lyrics and this melody, and they just happen to go together." It's pretty,
Nice.
So that kind of works out. Just bam, my riff and her melody, and then Drew and Colt fill in the spaces, and
Right.
that's how the songs are written. But Dead Man, that was written strictly from her vocal melody. So
Yeah.
that's probably that's right as of right now. That's the only song we've written.
No,
to.
Alone with the Devil was another one.
Alone with the Devil.
Based-
Oh yeah, Alone with the
Yeah.
Devil too. Yeah,
It's based off the melody.
Sometimes, I'll create the words, I'll create, the melody, and I'll have, and that's just what I want it to be. And then I'll show it to them, and they'll really like it, so they'll write to it.
Yeah. Is there any need to adjust, or is it just...
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, there's always tweaking.
Yeah.
But for this song, no. I mean, I had everything all from the beginning to the end, and it just worked out, thankfully.
Yeah, and we kind of just put the music to it. So
Yeah.
that was cool, man. It was cool writing a song like that. It was different,
So is that going to be how you guys move forward as well? Or
Well,
is it
I don't know.
still-
It's hard to say.
It just really, honestly, it depends on our moods. How do we feel that day? I mean, if she has a melody and we'll have a riff, or we'll go towards the melody or go more towards the riff. You know what I mean? We kind of just. It's just what we're feeling that day.
Yeah, our songs are really written crazy. Like I said, it can start off with an
We don't have a set way.
Yeah, it's not a set way. It could be a Colt beat. It could be my bass line. It's
That's
literally
true. Minus Marley was written off of Colt's beat.
Nice. One of my favorites, Colt. Favorites, man. Jam that in the car all the time.
But yeah, it's literally someone does something cool, and we're like, okay, let's lean more that way.
Yeah, if someone has something that would, just jam it.
So let's go with the flow.
That'll be
Definitely about going with the flow.
Good. Could you guys ever see yourselves with a label?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
I could see myself in a
yes.
mansion.
I think-
huge rock star, man.
I think
Or
it
like
would be cool.
$50,000 in debt.
Yeah, that too,
that
which is
too.
more realistic.
I think it would be cool if we could actually accomplish having an independent label, but we just don't know how, or we don't really know how to get that started. But a lot of the bigger names out there, they are independent artists and they're pushing it successfully. You know, like Macklemore, for example, is somebody who pushed himself all on his own label, and he did an amazing job at it. I mean, he's like rolling in the money right now because he never had to give anything to anyone.
We're just learning how to be businessmen too, you gotta be more than just an artist. You gotta be a businessman.
And we're not so good at that.
Yeah,
But we're learning, or we're trying to.
Drew, that's more Drew and Colt's forte.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try and do what I can with what I've seen my other bands do.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, because this is Ella's first band, and this is my second band. This is Andrew's 590,000. And Colt, what is this, your third band, right?
No, it's like 4 or 5.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not like my first. The first real one, I guess.
Your first band.
The first one.
My first because I've had bands.
Well, yeah, I don't count those bands, though.
But this is the one that I actually played shows with.
Yeah.
And recorded 2 EPs.
I've been in 50 bands, and I played in 2 shows with 2 different bands, and that was it. So,
Yeah.
I get that. So, as far as the business aspect, then, like, is it having to do more research as far as gigging outside of San Antonio? Is it more trying to push things on a marketing side, or like how do you guys?
It's everything, man. Like that is pretty much my main goal right now is to play more out of town. Really,
yeah.
Because you don't want to oversaturate yourself in one city, because then people are like, no, I'll
catch them the next time.
I'll catch them the next time. I saw them, at Jack's the other night. I don't need to go see them at X Club, Limelight, whatever.
They put us on the shelf.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you play a lot and you play cheap, and you become that good band that they can get for cheap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so then we started turning down a lot more shows, start asking for more money, just because you don't want to be that band.
Yeah.
And it was becoming that way. Like we were getting shows thrown at us left and right.
Wow.
Because people knew we were good, and they knew they could get us cheap, and we were in town. And so at first it's awesome because for
we needed that exposure.
Months and months, all we wanted to do was play a show. We went like 6 months before we played a show.
Yeah.
And so then once we started chilling out, then we had to start strategizing, figuring out do's and don'ts, listening to a lot of people who've been there, done that, especially like the Heroine. They're kind of like big mentors for us.
Or even your parents, my dad.
Parents, his dad's always full of good info.
Yeah, and he
sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy.
And I totally lost my place. Yeah, we're just trying to make a name for
Just be smarter and know how to market yourself, and not just like exactly what Colt said. Just be that band that you can get for cheap, and they're still gonna be awesome.
Yeah, you'll end up being a house band, but
yeah.
I think that kind of might have been a good idea for a little while, because I think that helped solidify a fan base.
It did, honestly. Like I said, it works in the beginning.
Yeah,
but now it gets to a point where you gotta be in charge of your own shows. You gotta pick who you want on your shows. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you gotta make sure you're the headliner, or try to be the headliner, direct support, something. You gotta be in charge of your own shows. You can't just let other people do everything for you. You gotta basically just take control.
Right.
Yeah, we're just
play hard to get.
We're trying to be legit. You know what I mean? We're trying to be as legit as possible. More than what we used to be. Yeah. We're trying to go up and forward.
We're too legit to quit. Man.
Yeah.
Quit. This is handsome.
So, do you find any resistance in the local scene, like trying to get guarantees from clubs, or?
We've been honestly, we haven't had it too bad.
Yeah,
we usually get paid pretty decent. I mean, they're not gonna pay you like a cover band or a Texas country band,
right?
We for example, this EP that we just recorded. It was all the money. We didn't pull anything out of pocket. Just we pull out of pocket for little things to fix vocals or fix a guitar part. But pretty much it was funded by our shows. You know, from
Nice.
money we saved from our shows, and we gathered up about $1,500 now
Nice.
just from playing shows.
Yeah.
But that was from us gigging all the time though too.
Yeah,
We did
it's already
Right.
gone.
So,
Yeah, it's already
Yeah,
gone. Yeah,
it's
so now
gone.
Yeah.
we're just.
Well, you guys have a GoFundMe out right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, we
Still
do.
trying to do that. Yes, GoFundMe.com.
Give us money!
/Donella Drive.
And you guys can check it out on 210 on the Facebook page. I know I've shared that with you for you guys too. I think that's very important, like supporting local music specifically with funding, because I know it takes a few thousand to get a record made.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With the album
this,
artwork
This
and-
EP
Yeah.
alone we're already at $2,000. You know.
yeah.
And
When
we've
we-
done everything as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still have to package it, press it. That's probably gonna be another
And then art,
Yeah.
500.
find good art, like art that matches with the music that's good,
Yeah.
So that's, all that crap is like,
Which we haven't found yet.
Yeah, which we're still looking for art.
Yeah,
If there's any
artists,
artists out
like,
there, please.
We need them bad. And two, we'd rather have local artists.
Yeah.
I don't want to pull from other cities, and we're trying to promote our music out of San Antonio. I'd like to promote artists out of San Antonio as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just talking to George from Pop Pistol about how the local community really needs to share and share alike with each other, really boost each other up, and not worry about going out for outsourcing stuff or anything like that. And that
Yeah.
if we can, like, if the music community can help raise up the art community, which can help raise up the film community, which can help raise up the music community, you know.
Yeah.
Ideally, of course, but
yeah, come together. So
Yeah.
we'll-
Everyone's kind of in sleep mode in the
Yeah.
city.
right.
Yeah.
You know, or they're kind of like separated, have their own.
Their own little
Yeah.
cliques.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've
Well, anyway.
it's funny because the scene it's cool, man. But like, I remember like even like seeing the scene like in the early 2000s, and I remember it being a bigger thing, then and hearing my mom talk about oh, it's better than blah blah blah. So hopefully we can get it back because there's a lot of potential in the scene, man. Like there's people.
There's a lot of good bands right
a lot
now.
of good bands,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
just gotta get people out.
And nobody sounds the same, which is something I
dude.
love. Like I listen to the Heroine, Slow Like Fire, you guys, Terra Ferna. None of you sound the same. Hydra
Yeah.
Melody, Girl in a Coma,
Yeah,
Pop,
man.
Pop Pistol, Pinata Protest.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing the same thing.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. Everyone's just
Well,
trying to make
that's
good
awesome.
music, and
Yeah.
that's what's important is good music.
Yeah, it's nice to San Antonio. It's not oversaturated,
Yeah.
but then it's not so undersaturated that there's no good talent. Like there's plenty of talent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think it's just a matter of people like being exposed to it and getting other people. Hey, I love this band. You need to come check them out.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I think
It's just all about getting those people to the local shows. Like, we need to get, like, the average, just listener. We need to get those people, like, the person who listens to 995 Kiss Radio to come out to our show. I don't care, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
we need to get those people who want to go, who love to see live music.
Yeah. Let's see, demographic. I would say demographic for you guys probably 16 to 28, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah.
Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, because that Texas rock feel.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mix
that's a
it.
pretty good. That's a pretty good range of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we're trying.
I would like to expand it. I would like to like incorporate a little bit of some funk, some old school feels to it.
Yeah,
Just to kind of
broaden that horizon.
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
We like I said, we really go into a song. We don't really have a plan. We just kind of goes on feel. Just even like one of our newer songs, it's kind of caught. It's all over the place. It's got like a really like kind of dancey verse, and it just goes like just a big rocking chorus. And
Which song is that?
This is I haven't showed you. It's going to be on the new
Brand
EP.
new.
Brand new.
Nice.
Yeah, man. We
It's called Paranoia.
Paranoia. Yeah.
we just try to make, good, catchy rock music.
Stuff that you guys want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much,
and that's
man.
honestly like why. I don't know. I write music for myself, to be honest. I'm
Yeah.
a selfish bastard.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be doing something you hate, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, I ended up sounding good at this, even though I love Barry Manilow, and I can't
Yeah.
play Barry Manilow. I got to play this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we play with.
I just aged myself there. Barry Manilow.
Who's Barry Manilow?
Close the door. Wait, is that Luther Vandross or I'm gonna give you what you've been waiting for? Right? No, that's Luther Vandross.
Yeah, it's bad.
No, that's Teddy Pendergrass.
It's scary, man.
Oh my god, my laugh is so horrible. It's a cackle.
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna try to work on that.
It's killing my ear.
Is that better?
You got silly.
So where do you see yourselves in 5 years? Like, is it going to be not just yourself, but the scene? Where do you want to see the scene in 5 years? I know.
I just want to see people going to shows. I want to see
unity.
People staying for shows.
Yeah, people staying for shows. The whole, not just leaving because X band has already played. So
I want to see fire in the audience.
Yeah.
It's there in some.
I want to see people moving.
Some people.
I want to see people
Unity, dude. That's what it takes.
I want to go. I want to go play a show and not everyone just be the cool guy drinking their Lone Star. Like, I want to see some movement. I want to see people getting down and enjoying the show.
I feel like a part of that, though, like, we're liable of doing. I feel like a lot of that, we hold that responsibility to kind of get people to kind of force themselves out of that comfort zone.
I think you guys might be like a small percentage responsible for that, but like as many shows as I've been to, you're right. I just see people just standing there.
Yeah, they're just standing there. Yeah,
They
like
just stand there, and I'm like, I'm there, and I'm like.
And it's how are you not moving? Like, especially me, like
then,
they're just too caught up in themselves.
We're kind of guilty though, guys, because like how many shows do we go and jump around? No, we don't. We
Speak
stand
for yourself,
there.
brother.
No,
Speak for yourself.
I watch you guys too, as well as
I'm always
myself.
shaking my.
well, I'm the jaded old musician.
A lot of times we just stand.
I just want to chill in the back.
Yeah.
Because my back hurts.
If I'm going to see a band that I really enjoy, or like a group, I am all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
I mean, that's one you get excited about that, you pay to go see that you've been waiting for coming to town. But as far as like local, it's like I find myself doing it. Like I get pissed because I'm like, man, people aren't moving to our music and they're not getting into it. And then I'll go to a show and I'll be enjoying it and I'll stand there.
Yeah.
And then I go home and I'm like, man, I'm that guy that I hate.
But no, man, like I've seen local shows like where people are going nuts. Like I've seen it so many times.
Oh yeah,
especially like
I haven't.
What was it? I kind of call it like the metalcore days. Like when I was like.
But it's also a different scene too. Like
we're different scenes. Yeah, but like
I said, I don't know what we are though.
we're just
who are we anyway?
Yeah.
Time to self-reflect.
If you were to pigeonhole yourselves into a specific genre, what would you think to label yourself?
I would just
miscellaneous.
I don't want to say like that because sometimes I feel like it was like a snobby prick. Like, I don't know what I sound like. I'm just amazing. I just sound like, a kind of like with a hint of alternative rock with this electronica dance pop, whatever. we play alternative rock because it's an alternative and it's rock. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I like that.
I mean,
I wouldn't want to limit ourselves to just one genre.
No. We're not Mr. Bungle. We're playing circus music and rap and death metal and all this one thing.
Guar.
So we can't, or guar. So we can't say like I don't want to just, like.
See, and that's the tough thing. Like I'm totally against labels, so I find it interesting when I ask a band that question to see. Like who wriggles around and says, or who's like, well, this is what we can closely. Because from a fan's perspective, like if a fan can't define it, they don't have their own voice for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean that's nothing against the bands. That's nothing against the fans. It's just a weird mentality that, specifically with local people that I've seen, that are like. I go up to some random person at a concert, I see they're enjoying it, I'm like, cool, you like this kind of music? Yeah, I like metal. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think they were metal.
I just like to see it as rock and roll, man. It's rock and roll.
It's
That's why I hate
it's
labels.
rock and roll.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, coming from how we feel about it, it's rock and roll. When you say like,
I think I can agree with
if I
that.
really analyze it, I don't know. Alternative rock would be the first thing. If we're really getting technical, I just say rock and roll.
Yeah, I just say we're a rock and roll band. Rock and roll's got groove. It can be heavy. It can be dancey.
That's the beauty of rock and roll. It's the art.
We just say we're just rock and roll.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know. I think there's very few bands that want to even say rock and roll anymore. Like
There
nobody.
it is, rock and roll.
It's not the
man.
cool-
Rock and
it's
roll is
good
a beautiful thing,
because,
you know.
Yeah, because fucking rock needs a comeback, man.
Because when
It does.
you say rock and roll, most people think of like, oh, Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath, but you know that's not, you know, that's kind of what I feel like most people see sometimes when you think rock and roll.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's good, you know, just good rock music or whatever. You know, rock and roll is like, you know, I've heard even like punk dudes be like, oh, punk, it's not just like fast music, it's like what you feel. I think it kind of
That's
goes.
a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle,
Yeah.
you know, and rock and roll is like that.
Shit,
you
dude,
know?
I used to be sharp, man. I used to be a skinhead
Uh-oh.
against racial prejudice.
Really? I knew my uncle.
many years ago.
Hey!
Long time ago. Back in 97.
Dang.
So a very long time ago. Let's see. What, you know, and it's kind of, I think I kind of know now the answer to the question, but I'll ask it anyway. What do you want your audience to take home from a live show that you guys do? What do you want them to feel, or
I think for each one of us, it's something.
Yeah, I think
Each
I
one
think
of
I'll
us has
answer it.
something different. I already know that. I don't think we can
you
answer.
go, Ella.
I don't think we can answer collectively, and have the same view.
I
We'll answer.
I would want
All right, we'll go down the line.
Yeah.
What do you think,
I-
Colt or Ellen?
Well, I guess I'll start. What I would want somebody to take home is just a feeling. Like I want whatever that our performance brings. I want it to resonate in them long after. You know.
Yeah.
I want it to be something real, something that, you know, something that they'll want to like look up on and be like, you know what, that song, it hit me. I want it to hit me again, and again. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. For me, it's just like I just want, you know, hope people enjoy it. You know, if they don't like it, you know, it's cool. You know, but you know, I like to make people, you know, feel good. I guess that goes hand in hand with what she said. Also, too, for me, a big reason why I do it, like I play music because I hope that I can inspire another young musician the way my favorite musicians did it for me. You know,
Yeah.
I think that would be the most rewarding feeling, just to like know I inspired somebody else, like be someone's like influence. You know, like someone actually. Someday maybe like my riffs, you know, enough to learn them, you know, and you know, because I remember when I went to school, you know, and we'd be jamming, you know, at lunch or whatever, like, dude, check out this, you know, this riff I learned from Protest the Hero, you know what I mean, or you know, Deftones or whatever. It would be cool, you know, to have that, you know, like other kids like, dude, I learned this Donella riff. So maybe someday like
That's
that,
awesome.
man. Like
Yeah.
I want to inspire young musicians or
That's
musicians in general.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Nice.
Mine's pretty straightforward. I just want people to go see us and be like, "Damn, that band was badass." Like
Yeah.
seriously, like I want to go see them again. You know, like not just like the guitar player's good, or the drummer's good, like just the band as a whole, the unit. Like, damn, like those guys can play.
Yeah.
You know, and they put on the show.
Hey, well, shit, that's how I felt the first time I saw you guys. I was,
Wow.
like, I think, God, when was it?
What show was that?
This was a long time
This
ago,
was-
man.
yeah.
This is a Jack's Patio. We opened.
It was
for
a
Salazar.
Oh, this is before
Yes.
me.
We were an instrumental band at the time.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
And-
seen us since then?
Yes, I have.
With
Yes, I
me?
have. I recorded the acoustic performance,
Oh yeah.
which is going to be coming out this season.
Oh.
So you guys are going to get 2 episodes pretty close to each other.
Nice.
Oh, cool, man.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet,
Wow.
dude.
Cool.
We'll come back to a big
What do you
show.
want? What do you want the audience to feel, think, or
Just want them to remember us. That's about it.
yeah,
Yeah, just remembered, you know.
stay in their heads, stay in their minds?
Yeah, for a long time. You know, whether we last or not. I just want to be remembered.
Yeah, a legacy.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with that.
That's powerful.
Yeah, man.
That is. I like that.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Very nice.
Yeah, man.
I had one band answer merch. I want them to take.
That's a good one too.
Fuck yeah, that's pretty
Honestly,
good.
that was kind of the first thing that came to my mind. The
Buy our
business side of
stuff.
me was like sales. That's what I want. Sales.
Hey, I mean, you gotta. I mean, that's part of it.
It's
you know?
true.
It really is.
Yeah.
I like
It really
remind
is.
everyone every show, hey, sell something.
Yeah, it's
Right, but we're terrible at it. Like,
Yeah.
we'll go hours and hours on our music and going over things and over things and over things.
We've even
And then, like, merchandise, it's like now, it's like 2 days before we leave, we're like, man, we don't have
Yeah.
any merchandise.
We-
Like,
We're picking up shirts
Yeah.
on Friday.
We've even been really guilty of just being like, you know, we meet someone and they're cool, we hanging out with them, like they're like, oh, you want a shirt? Like, oh, you don't have the $5? You can have it, man.
Right?
Yeah.
We're about 95% about the music, and the other 5% is
About
like
business.
on the way to the gig. Then we're kind of thinking about like, oh, we should have got merchandise. Drew always remembers to bring CDs.
Yeah, we do have merch. It's not like we don't have merch. So we have CDs. We actually almost sold out of them, but for these next shows, well, yeah, we have CDs, and I bought some. Well, we all bought some shirts. Bless you.
Thank you.
So we'll have new merch coming soon.
It's coming hard though. It's gonna hit hard after our EP release because that's really our first. To me, it's our first CD as a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then the bands we chose to play with too.
Bless you.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a pretty badass show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We got some, dude. Yeah, we got some good bands, dude.
We have some.
It was hard, man, because there's a lot of great, there's a lot of great local bands. So it was really tough, man. But I think what we got, like, I think it'll be a really fun show.
So what's the lineup?
The lineup right now, it's Rumors, The Only Horse, The Heroine, Donella Drive.
And when is the concert?
April 25th
HiTones.
at HiTones.
Yeah, man.
We have some,
I have to go to that one.
We have some really fresh ideas that we're going to bring to the set
real.
that we haven't
Super
done
fresh.
before. And maybe this one in particular that no other band out there is doing in the local scene that I can think of. And we're going to make it. We're going to make it a show. We're going to give you a show to see, and so you're definitely going to want to come and check out what things that we're
awesome.
doing differently.
I think that's the next step for local bands is, I mean, after seeing Hydra Melody with the light show that they did at Jack's not too long
Yeah,
ago,
they're
I was
great
like,
live.
man, shit, they really turned up the notch. They really took it to the next step.
That's what we're doing right now with all these shows that we're not playing. We're just kind of like honing in and focusing and perfecting our craft.
That's
live and also music.
That's what I really appreciate about bands like the Heroine and Hydra Melodies, that like they seem like rock stars, they seem and
they're already doing it.
Yeah, and then they got this great show,
Yeah, they play a show. We've kind of like just played songs.
Yeah,
for a
we
while.
just play songs and we haven't really like engaged.
We
with
go
the
from
crowd.
one song to the next song to the next song versus like putting on a show and playing a show.
Yeah,
so
we're trying to.
That's one thing we're working on,
making
trying
all
to
the
get
individual songs into
Cohesive.
one song, basically one show.
Yeah.
Instead of
Well,
separating
awesome.
everything.
That's awesome because that's the next step. I mean, and I think you guys have it. Like, I've said this on the other podcast. It's a Guy Thing podcast with a couple of my buddies that. Out of my top 5 favorite local bands that I think will break the scene, you guys have always been in that top 5 since I saw you guys first.
Thanks,
and
man.
you guys
Thank
are
you.
still in it with the new lineup as well. I mean, I think you guys have that passion, that drive, and hopefully the business know-how comes soon, because I think that and the craftsmanship of it will keep you guys up there at the top. I love you guys.
No, man, that's really good to hear, man. That's
We
awesome.
love you.
Oh, we're all hugging for people who can't see.
Well, when you make a list of bands that have broke the scene, hopefully we make that one.
Yeah.
Another band that's
Yeah.
Yeah, and that list of 5's changed a lot for me, except for 2 bands, really. You guys are one of them.
nice. Thank you so much for.
Always like, you guys aren't on there anymore. I got
So you guys were on there about 5 minutes.
Crossing you out right now. Oh, you're gone.
Oh, wait, you're back.
I use red pin across the couch.
So if someone were to write a biography of the band right now, what would the title be?
Donella Drive, we are the best.
Oh my god! Could somebody like push him so he doesn't talk on the mic? You're making us come off like a butch. I feel like that's another one where like we would all have a separate, different answer, man.
Or we'll go in reverse order. Colt first.
Colt first.
Okay, so
Pressure's on.
our title of our biography.
Yeah.
Oh man,
As it stands right now, today, somebody puts out a book about Donella Drive.
I got it. Donella Drive, we're here and we're queer.
Whatever.
I would say we'd call it the struggle.
The struggle is real.
The struggle.
This just got VH1.
That was
behind the
actually
music, guys.
that was actually the name of the last Brotherhood CD I recorded.
How
Yeah.
universal it
the
is.
struggle.
The struggle.
yeah.
It is a struggle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Drew? It's your turn.
The struggle. Just play. I don't know. It'd be called.
Unoriginal.
It'd be called. It'd be called. Hurry up and drew something. I like that. Hurry up and drew something. That's it.
It's funny because his name's Andrew.
My name's Andrew. Hurry up and drew something.
List your top 3 favorite bands that you like to listen to if you listen to local bands. Like who you jam out to locally.
Locally, okay. Well, we
Locally.
can answer that.
Okay.
Lonely Horse.
For sure, the Heroine.
Yeah, I hear a lot of heroin.
The Heroine. It's hard because I like them all, but top 3, huh?
Top 3.
It's difficult.
We'll go top 5.
Oh
We'll go
God,
top
no!
five.
We'll be here all
Top
day.
3. Top 3.
The Heroine for sure. Terra Firma. I like Terra Firma because they have like a really nice, like funky, groovy, like sexy kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Heroine's like got a really like rock and roll, aggressive feel. And thirdly, man, that's a hard question. That's
A week
I have to
later,
think about
The
it.
face.
Yeah. I really liked this band, like, that really stuck with me. I don't even know if I'll get their name right, but it was Hyperlight Starship Drive. Right? Is that it?
No.
It was like Starship Drive or something.
Yeah,
I saw him,
Starship.
I saw them play like one time, and I'm never forgetting
We played with them a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
man.
and
It was a couple times.
They were really cool because they were like a psychedelic like rock and roll band,
Mm-hmm.
kind of modern but still old school.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like anyone else here is doing anything like that. Like I haven't,
Yeah.
that matched that. So that's why I picked those 3. They're all very different, but they're all rock.
Yeah. Nice.
So sorry that took so long.
No, hey, that's good. That's good. I hadn't
you
heard
wanna
about
go
this, and now I gotta check them
I
out.
gotta think about mine.
I got mine.
I'm gonna look
Aiden's
them up
got
right
his?
now.
I got mine, dude.
Calm down, Black
I think
Keys. You get it. It's a song.
It's
by
the Heroine, Terra Firma, and Lonely Horse. Those,
Oh, yeah,
those
Lonely
are the
Horse,
ones. Those
of
are the
course.
top 3 I listen to right now. I was jamming a Black Market Club CD, and I pretty much every local band I have their CDs.
Yeah.
You know.
Is it Faults and Fractures?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. It's in
Excellent.
it's in my room somewhere. There, I lose my own CDs too, so I don't want anybody to get offended if I lose your CD. I lose mine too. So
He's like, hey Drew, give me another CD. I lost mine.
yeah, for real.
You got $5.
Yeah,
I lost mine.
I put it in the bank, man, and I never do.
Girella?
Well, I kind of got a head start, and I said it.
You said
And
Lonely
I,
Horse.
I interrupted.
Oh my God, shut up!
But yeah, I mean, honestly, Lonely Horse. They're a badass band. Honestly, to be honest, they're the only band that I actually looked them up to listen to their music on SoundCloud. If I'm being honest, that's the one band that I actually look out and seek their music just so I can listen to it. Because I love their songs. I love his voice. That's it.
And he's super cute.
I looked
he's
up that
super
band.
Cute.
Hyperlight Drive Ship is their name. Hyperlight Drive Ship. And
So
I,
shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. And also, I saw a band at HiTones the other day. I saw their last 2 songs. It was Versimilitude. They're a
I've heard of
local
them.
band. Evidently they moved to Austin. They just came back, and they're a 3-piece instrumental, prog rock, and it was really good. I liked it a lot.
So they're back in.
Yeah,
San Antonio.
evidently they're back because I talked to them, and hopefully we get to play some shows with
Hey,
them.
that's a first. A band coming from Austin to San Antonio.
That's what's happening,
Well,
man.
evidently-
Take it, man.
yeah.
Well, yeah, man, Austin's so oversaturated right now.
They're
It's hard to play.
our friends in
Migrant Kids, dude.
They
That's another
can
band,
barely
dude.
book
Yeah.
a show in Austin. They live in Austin. They're from Austin,
Damn.
but they can barely get shows there. It's just there's so many bands there.
When they do get shows there, they get good shows.
Yeah.
I know that much.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I really admire them. They're definitely hustlers.
And they put on like such a listenable show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you can sit there and like soak it in. Really.
But just standing at the back of the club, not moving.
No, I was standing there right up front, not moving. Actually,
they could see me.
I actually spilled water like on him the last time I saw him. It was at where did they play this past
Was that
weekend?
KRTU thing at the
Espresso Gallery. They're at the Espresso Gallery.
That was a cool show.
Yeah, and it was Migrant Kids.
Oh, Effeminate X, all the bands were there. Octahedron, and like everyone was gathered.
Yeah, I missed that one.
That was cool. That was a cool show, man. It was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
What was I kind of lost what I was going to say.
Well, not to discredit any other local bands.
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
I kind of just said that one band, but there's plenty of.
Yeah,
good,
we're friends with a lot of bands too.
They're
like,
all really good. But that is the only one that I actually listen to. I mean, I'm being honest,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're friends with a lot of bands. Like we're friends with who did we just play with not so long ago? The Lost Project.
Oh yeah,
cool
I like
Cool
them.
dudes.
They're kind of like another one that no one else sounds like them in town.
Yeah, they got their own little thing.
Yeah.
And
they do.
I gotta say, Select Fire. Joe doesn't get pissed off at me.
There's also some older local bands that broke up that are like I feel like pretty infamous that stuck around with me. You know, like there's this band called Empyrean back in the day that JoJo was in.
Oh yeah.
And our buddy Jesse and Furman was in it too.
Yeah.
And dude, like coming from a metal, listening to metal, and liking technical stuff, like they were ridiculous. Like
They're still a big influence. Actually, we wrote a riff, kind of like not we didn't jack the riff, but he was jamming the riff, and we kind of made it like our own.
Yeah, man. 'Cause I love that band. They were just really they're a really creative metal band, and that's what I love about. Yeah. That's what I love about metal. Like good metal is really creative, and they were super creative.
And I don't know if people would like expect that too. Like when they hear us, like I'm kind of getting off subject, but like when they hear us, like me and Aidan have a big metal influence. Like we love metal. I don't know about these two, but like that's like our biggest.
Yeah, man.
I goes to a lot of it.
Yeah, when I hear you guys, it's like I hear all the different influences.
Yeah, man. Like
because it's a perfect melding of all of that.
Yeah.
And the White Eagles is pretty cool. They were another old school local band, and Defaced.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's man. San Antonio has always had great
No
bands.
Gods.
No Gods.
Um,
No Gods is hard, man.
Who's the other one that John plays in?
Oh, Sons are pretty hard, dude.
Yeah.
They're pretty hard.
A little scary, but
I'm like, oh, they're scary.
I saw this one picture that somebody took of them, and the singer was like in his like underwear or something, and he was.
Oh,
like,
that's No Gods.
yeah, that was No
Oh,
Gods.
No
Yeah.
Gods. Yeah, he was like in his underwear, just like standing on top of of the drum head, and I was like, man, I want to do that.
So next show, guys, if you want to see it, show up in
Elevator in her underwear on Colt's
Well,
drums.
it's getting to that point.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You know? Bring them in.
And she needs to twerk for
we don't have any
attention or
merch,
whatever.
so
No, we do have merch.
No, I'm
we do
kidding,
have
I'm kidding.
merch.
No,
I
we're
made sure
not.
we had merch.
Yeah, Drew hustled on that.
Yeah, I busted my ass and killed everyone.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad I was finally able to sit down with you guys. Like I said, I had kind of been wanting to get with you guys since back in the Furman days, so I'm glad to finally caught up with you guys, and glad to have. By this point, everybody will have heard the acoustic performance at Jack's as well, which was badass. I was really glad to get a hold of that. So, and then
That was like one of her first shows.
yeah,
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
We had done
Yeah.
a few before that.
No, that
like
was
3
like
shows.
No.
we hadn't,
Really?
we
That was
hadn't
about-
even.
Because Cole went to Colorado, right?
Yeah, that was during
No, that was
He
not.
went to Colorado.
6 or 7 months
We
ago.
played
maybe?
with Rumors, right? Or was it Terra Firma?
That was Terra Firma.
Terra Firma, yeah. But
It was around the time we joined. We hadn't even done River City Rock Fest yet. It was before River
That's
City.
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a cool show, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, River City
I bet,
Rockers is
dude.
awesome, man. We
That's
met
coming back.
Chino.
Are you guys getting on that?
No.
Oh.
So we just enjoyed it while we could.
Yeah.
Met Chino.
Definitely. I got to touch
Nice.
his butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met Chino backstage.
It was cool.
Catering.
And you know, it's like nothing, but he's like, just even hearing him say our name was like cool. Like,
I mean,
whoa,
I didn't even know who he was until I met him. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now? Are you like,
it's
fucking Chino right now?
They're pretty hard.
I love the
he was
Deftones.
nice. I guess I didn't realize he was like really famous. Evidently, he's like the front man.
Yeah.
Oh man, he puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Did you see the feature they ran on us too?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. Was that in?
Huh?
It was on
Yeah,
Fox
it's-
Sports Southwest.
No,
They
I
actually-
didn't see it.
No.
No.
Yeah, the Spurs Sports and Entertainment they came to our practice space and they
Oh,
filmed
like I
us
do
and
at
interviewed
Monkey,
us.
yeah.
And,
In the Bat Cave?
and yeah, in our room. Yeah, they
Nice,
came and
dude.
interviewed us and I don't know. They interviewed us all one by one. They watched us jam and
Oh man,
that was pretty weird.
I hated that because
Oh,
like
man.
I hated my interview because that was the first interview I ever did, and you know I was like trying to speak very fluidly, but I just mumbled everything. I was like you know, do stuff and blah blah blah, you know. So that was a learning experience.
Because that was pretty crazy too. Because it was literally like Ella joins the band, then like a month later, the AEG Live people hit me up. You guys want to be on River City Rock Fest? Yeah. So it's like that was one of our first shows too. Was that show?
That was
Yeah.
Yeah. Like not even 4 months in, something like that.
Yeah.
That was like
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, I had to grow really fast in that 1 year because I had to jump on and then get on it because I
Yeah.
had never really had any stage experience with the exception of maybe doing some, like live. I mean, what do you call it? Open mics. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I would do a cappella. Like I would literally be up there on stage snapping my fingers a cappella. I
Wow.
had no stage presence whatsoever in the beginning, but I was kind of
Yeah.
just thrown out there.
But that's a good way to deal with that pressure,
You
though,
know,
because
yeah.
there's nothing supporting you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But-
kind of put it through boot camp, honestly.
Yeah,
man.
like with studio,
Seriously.
come on, hurry up, time is money.
Take it seriously.
Take it
Yeah.
seriously.
It was very much kind of just I was pushed out there, but because of that, I feel like I adapted really fast and because I had to,
Yeah.
so I think that helped a lot.
Well, I think you guys sound amazing. So I'm excited to see you guys play again. And where can everybody find you on social media? And
We're on all of it. Facebook.com/Donella Drive. We're on Bandcamp, Bandcamp or DonnellaDrive.bandcamp.com. Reverb Nation. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. At Donella Drive for both of them.
Yeah, that's Donella.
Yeah.
Donella.
Donella
Donella.
Drive.
Can you?
Like
yeah.
you're driving your car.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a coincidence Donella Drive and the lead singer's name is Ella?
That
You
just-
know,
Or did you
that's,
change your
that's
name?
another thing that's
Has
kind
that
of
ever
weird.
come up?
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird coincidence. You know what I see? I think some things like I don't, try not to get too superstitious or anything, but there are definitely things that have just played out for us really well.
Yeah.
We played, like I said, we played for like 9 months before we got Colt.
Destiny.
You know,
It's called
and,
Destiny.
I was gonna
There you
actually
go.
move to Austin. I was like, well, nothing's really happening. And also we got Colt, and I was like, well, I'm staying in San Antonio.
Yeah, I was actually trying to move to Colorado
Oh, wow.
when I met these. Yeah, I was already applied for jobs and was trying real hard.
So are you now in San Antonio, or are you still driving out of Mesa?
I'm here in San Antonio now, in the thick of it, downtown. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Hey, that's great parking, right?
yeah, no. I get parking tickets for parking in my own house.
What?
Yeah, I do. It sucks. I've gotten 2 of them. They're like $35 a piece.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
35 ducks. Bucks down the toilet.
Because of all the events that's going on.
Oh, he lives right by the Alamo Dome.
I live, close to the
I
Alamo Dome.
wish
So.
that I could fly.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I love downtown, but I don't like driving downtown or parking downtown or walking downtown.
So you gotta get a bike, yeah. It's the
Yeah,
best way to go around downtown.
yeah.
Or a motorcycle.
Or roller skates.
Or
Right?
Segway. That's how I do it.
Oh God! Don't get me started on that.
Actually, when I first moved here, I was driving a carriage downtown. That was my first job.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So that probably got you familiar with everything.
It did, a little certain ways. Like, it's funny because I had, like, just a couple routes I would do.
Mhm.
Anything outside of those routes, like, I was lost.
Yeah.
And I'm just now getting to the point, since I live down there now, that I'm figuring out my way. I didn't know about one-way streets either, honestly.
Oh, I've turned down them twice the wrong way. Yeah.
Oh, I did more than that. Like,
With the carriage?
no. Thankfully not, because those are hard to turn around.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But yeah, where I grew up, we didn't have any stoplights at all. We still don't. The town still doesn't.
Yeah.
There's a four-way with 4 stop signs, and that's like the biggest intersection.
Wow.
And
go
no
from
one-way
that.
streets either. You know, you just drive down the street like it's no big deal either way. And then I just would pull down any street I wanted at night, and then I see headlights coming towards me, and I'm like, this isn't right.
Yeah. And you know it's you. It's like,
Yeah, it's pretty
my
pretty
fault, I know
embarrassing.
it, yeah.
But surprisingly, like, a lot of people won't really honk at you because everyone does it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like they might like give you a little bump, but that's about it. And then I understand because I did it sometimes, and I see people do it, and I'll be like, I understand, bro. Like,
If we had LED signs on top, I'd be like, I feel you.
I see where you're coming from. I feel you.
You're good. You're good, man. It's good. I'll slow down, turn
Even
around.
within the boundaries of these cars, I feel you.
Oh, man. Well, thanks again, guys, for the time. And
Yeah, thanks for like taking interest in the local scene. It's
Absolutely.
really what you do is really cool
thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
because
dude.
it's what we don't do, and that's like get everyone connected. Like, you're grabbing music from the whole city and putting it in one place, and that's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's
Thanks.
pretty
None of us
sweet,
can
dude.
really do that, you know.
I
Like
appreciate that.
I remember
yeah.
you always saying that you hope that San Antonio could be the next Seattle. I think it can happen, man.
I think San Antonio would
Like
be
the next
San Antonio.
thing.
I guess.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not Seattle. It's not
Yeah.
Portland. It's not Austin. It's San Antonio.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree, but I like it's a twofold thing. Like, I want it to have that infamy, but I don't want people invading it either. You know,
Yeah, that's always
that's
Yeah,
the tough,
yeah.
the tough
Austin,
balance.
Austin's like Northern California now, straight
yeah,
up. So the Texas is left Austin.
Wouldn't that be weird though? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
if all these bands started to sound like San Antonio bands, would that be so crazy? Like,
Hey,
I'd be cool with that.
jam it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
but then it gets to the point where we're like, God, this stuff sucks. I hate it. Stupid band.
No, it really is a cool city, and it's the scene. The scene is cool. And I'm new to all of this. I've been here 2 years now,
Yeah.
so I don't really know the scene. I don't really know the history. But I've met a lot of people since I've been here,
Yeah.
and there is a community, and there's a lot of stuff up on the rise, and the music scene is one of those things.
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely. Well, hopefully, people are listening and sharing it with other people. I know 210 for season 1, we had fans listening all over the world.
really,
Yeah, I mean, it was
Wow.
like crazy seeing like all the spots on the map light up.
that's
Like,
awesome.
and I'm talking, I think we've exceeded 15,000 downloads for 34 episodes.
Wow,
sweet, man.
So
Damn, dude.
wow, dude, you're doing it up,
I'm
man.
hoping, man. I'm hoping
Yes.
this
Alright.
catch on.
Yes.
Show us some of your hustling skills.
That's
I
cool,
would
but
gladly
you're the
share.
guys that put us out there. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, as long as there's great music to be heard, there's stuff that I want other people to hear.
Can we just hug after this interview? Like,
Yeah.
just give each
Well,
other-
half of you guys are on Ella's bed right now, so we could all, we could
Yeah.
all fit on that.
Group hug.
Let's
Group hug.
Group snuggle.
Actually, I try to make it a point to do that after every practice. Is a group hug. Sometimes they think it's gay,
Yeah.
and sometimes
Remember that time at practice we had a group hug and then that guy was
Yeah.
sitting right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he thought we were like the weirdest band.
Well,
What if he cried? Like, I wish my band.
if it was me, if it was just me and 3 chicks in the band, I would be down for group hugs all the time.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
but it's not. It's
sword
Ella
fighting.
and 2 smelly brothers. No, actually, I'm probably the smelliest.
yeah, we can smell you. That's why you're on the floor right now, dude.
Yeah.
Colt Star Dirty Hillbilly.
Yeah. I actually work for a living, and
Oh God, here it goes. The 60-year-old grandpa.
what do you do for a living?
I'm in the custom automotive industry
I blow
Nice.
guys.
and motorcycles as well, right?
I think I've seen you lift trucks too, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I've seen your pictures on Instagram, maybe.
I do that.
Get done? Yeah.
Build like cafe racers, motorcycles. That's really what I'm into. Lifting trucks pays the bills
Yeah.
because it's Texas and everyone likes lifted
Everybody
trucks.
Yeah. Exactly.
My truck.
Yep.
Lifting trucks.
So if you could make just enough money to live on doing music, like you're not rich in a mansion, but you're not poor in the street or hustling or anything, you're perfectly comfortable. Money's coming in because of the music. Is that the dream, or is
Most definitely.
That's the dream.
Honestly, just to
That
make
is
it
the dream.
be comfortable, because
Yeah, I don't even need to be a millionaire. If I can get a 3-bedroom, two bath, I'd be cool with that.
Dude, I'd be cool with
playing bass.
I'd
That'd
be
be awesome.
I'd be cool with just like a tiny little house in the middle of nowhere. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
If I could just do nothing but play music every day, day in and day out.
Yeah.
I don't give a. I don't care what I live in or what
Just
my
give a care.
material. I don't. It's just if I can just do what I love doing and not have to do anything else.
Yeah.
That is the dream. I mean,
And making money out of doing what you love is
Yeah.
the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
right.
You
That's
know,
why you
I think
goes
live this
for
life.
everybody.
that was to me, the American dream at one point. Now it's just like making a lot of money. Because I know people that make $100,000 plus a year,
Yeah.
and they only live 2 days out of the week, Saturday and Sunday. You
Yeah.
know, then they get to do what they want to do. The rest of the week, they're a slave.
They're a slave. Yeah.
Um, and so, and you have to do that to a certain extent. You have to do things and work jobs that you don't want to do to make ends meet, to do what you want to do.
Right.
But I'm working pretty hard right now to make money doing what I want to do and doing what I love doing.
Mhm.
The way, it's not so much work, or you're not frustrated.
Yeah.
You're not waiting. You can't wait till the weekend gets there.
Yeah.
So you can go do something else. You're already doing what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just to play guitar every day is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I already kind of do that because I got a lot of free time. But
Yeah, shit, I haven't done that since I was probably 20.
No,
Yeah.
It's been 15 years since I've just jammed out all day.
you need to come jam with us, dude. For real.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you could sing and I'll dance in a corner.
I can fake singing.
Hey.
I'll fake singing.
we'll have a Milli Vanilli. You'll be the face, and then
I'll
she'll be the
lip sync to
voice.
Ellis singing. That's what I'll do.
on the rain.
Well, thanks again, guys. And
Thank you.
listeners can look forward to our in the studio or behind the studio. I haven't thought of the name yet. I don't want to rip off VH1 and be like behind the music, but specifically we're gonna take apart Dead Man.
Yeah, dead man.
Dead man.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today's podcast has been brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/210localmusic. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.